Here's the conclusion for Lab 5.6 double replacement reactions. And what we're going to do is we're going to be looking at three of the reactions that have taken place. And if you remember, in double replacement reactions, what often happens is we get a solid produced. So we have three solids produced, but we don't have a solid produced from this one. And so we'll discuss why a solid was not produced there. So this is going to be a quick refresher of what we discussed in lecture. In this experiment, we're combining ionic compounds with positive and negative ions. In a double replacement reaction, the first two compounds, such as these two compounds here, are dissolved, but their ions switch places. The end result of this switching produces one solid product and one dissolved product. So here's the example from lecture. We have H and I and J and K, and we get this switching taking place. So ionic compounds always begin with a positive ion. So notice how the H is the positive, and it ends with a negative ion. The I is negative. The J is the positive. The K is the negative. Thus, the reaction can also be written with ions like the following. So if you remember, the H and the J are going to switch places with each other. So the H will kick out the J, and it will form an HK. The J will kick out the H, and it will form a Ji. We always write the positive ions first. Note that the positive ion from the first compound H combines with a negative ion K. So the H combines with the K, the second compound, and also the positive ion found in the second compound, the J+, combines with the negative ion of the first compound. That's what we're forming here. Based on these rules, write the reactions for the two wells that produced solids in the experiment. Actually, it's going to be the three wells. Start with the two reactants, which are the starting materials, and show their positive and negative ions. So this first one is going to be the easier of the three. Number two is going to be a little bit harder, and the hardest is going to be number three. So we're starting off with well number, we're doing this one right here. So it's this well that produced this white solid. So we're combining AgNO3 and NaCl. So if you can write that, AgNO3 and NaCl. The second reaction that we're going to be looking at is we're going to be combining the barium chloride and the copper sulfate. So it's the BaCl2, and we're going to be combining this with CuSO4. The third one is going to be combining the AgNO3 and the copper sulfate right here. So it's going to be this one right here. That's going to be one of the hardest ones to combine. So we have the AgNO3 plus the CuSO4. Now what I want to do is to give you the practice. You're not going to be asked to reproduce these, but I want you to see if you're able to combine them. So this is the first ion, and this is the first ion that's going to be switching places. In the second one, it's going to be this one and this one, which is going to be switching places. And the third one, it's going to be this and this, which is switching places. The Ag and the Na, the Ba and the Cu, the Ag and the Cu. They're going to be switching places. So what I'd like you to do is draw the resulting arrows like this. And what I'd like you to do is to see if you can write the two compounds that form following this pattern. Again, the positive here, the first one's going to switch with the first one here, and what's going to be the compound that you're going to end up with. I'd like you to try to do that for all three of these, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to check at the very, very end. So I'd like you to pause the video and do as much as you can. Actually, I'm going to pause it as well, and then we'll walk through this.